morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Thursday, March 12th. We've got an incredible sports betting day already underway here with the action coming up in less than 2 hours on 90 minutes by now. By the time we get on the air here, I'm out of breath. Just making it to the airwaves here right now with all that's going on. So I think we're going to have to start this one off, actually. Here today with some breaking news. All right, with the sports action already underway here today on Thursday, we've already got some big events going on. They've already teed off here at the Players' Championship. I'll get to a few picks in just a moment. The play is underway, but there's still plenty of time to enter these futures markets if you'd like. But one of the chalk players here this week is already withdrawn from the tournament here. In fact, a lot of experts here, not Scotty, but Colin Morikawa, who a lot of people have, down here in some of the expert rankings, probably the top play in DFS this week. The chalk player has withdrawn after just one hole here with, I believe they said with back spasms. The story just broke here just a short time ago. Morikawa with the WD here right now at the Players' Championship. So one of the top players in the tournament. A lot of people were pinning their chances on Morikawa this week here at in Ponte Verde Beach, Florida here. And right now, Max Grazerman leading atop the board at 3 under par through 5. Akshay Bhatia having another run here early on. He's at 3 under. Justin Thomas, 2 under. Cam Davis, 2 under. Johnny Vegas, 2 under. Taylor Pendrith, 2 under, and Ricky Castillo at 2 under. Scotty's got a birdie here through a couple of holes. Ludwig Berg also with a bird so far, and Tony Finau among the early birdies out there on the course. And hey, I'll take a look at my plays here, I think, if we can. And just talk a little golf here real quick since the tournament has just gotten underway, but we'll point to a few golfers that I'm interested in out there today. We'll get to the show here. Big day, of course, NBA, NHL, and, of course, massive college basketball. This is it, really. I mean, this is the biggest day of college basketball tournament action that you'll have all postseason, even before the big tournament, with all the major conferences playing the 4 games today. It only winds down from here, but this is day number 1, big day here. And it will also give a little steam out here a little bit. We're going to preview the early games, but let me go to the golf here just a little bit right now. There you can, I guess you can kind of see there's my picks there for the golf today. If you guys are still interested, these odds may actually be a little bit lower here, even if they haven't teed off here with that WD, but I'm just peeking here at my plays this week, and you can also look to play these guys. These are my favorite guys here this week, mostly based on the odds there a little bit. There we go. Got it there with Russell Henley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Jake Knapp, Robert McIntyre, Kurt Kitayama, Ben Griffin, and Nikolai Hogard are my top plays here this week. The action is just underway. Many of the golfers haven't even seen the course yet. So, there's a little bit of movement there with some of the early birds and some of the players. And if you look at some of them, so far, now Castillo has a birdie here to go to 3 under. Castillo, a little bit of a surprise tie here at the leaderboard right now for Ricky Castillo, the American. And action there just underway at the Players Championship. But again, the top story here, Colin Morikawa, a withdrawal here just after one hole. I believe he took 4 shots and has back spasms, I believe is what they ruled it here. So that's the breaking news early on here as we get going. And markets opening here also with a tumble down 0.5%. What I'm seeing in the general markets here right now as we just hit 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific. Already some big losses coming in there with the war continuing overnight. In fact, news story here. Everybody, it says don't talk news, but one thing that is going on right now is the new supreme leader is making a speech here. It's not a televised speech. It's just an audio statement, but being released right now. Currently, we'll get the gist of it if you're following that news. But I'm going to talk sports and sports betting here on the Sports Money Network, and we'll get right to it here. Get rid of the golf picks there. Let me know who your picks are this week in the chat. Good to see everyone here for the morning steam as we get ready to roll with our show. Mr. Big Head here. Let's see if I can't shrink me down there some. Uh-oh. That's what everybody'd love to have right there.
Steam playing.
There's steam rolling in. I can't even get on the air here. There we still don't know if I'm on the air perfect here, am I? All right. Hey, but thank you. Hey, at least we're on the air today here anyway, right? With the all right, boy. There we go. There's the right scene right there. Too many scenes back here. Mike always says I always have too much going on there and always messing up the shows, but it's all working here and I'm working here. So we're going to talk a little sports and sports betting and review the action a little bit here from yesterday as well. First, want to kick it off here, though, of course, with the World Baseball Classic in the United States. Hey, they're in. They're in. Somehow they're in. The United States gets in after the results there yesterday with Italy blasting Mexico behind their all North American lineup. In the Olympics, one player comes in and represents China and we want to evict her whole family and send them back to China. Here you've got an Italy team where every player on the starting lineup was born in North America, but nobody's telling those guys to take their coffee and go back to the boot. But Italy did win behind Vinny Pasquantino, 3 home runs. You feel like Vinny's going to have a big year this year. Pasquantino, though, was 0 for 12 in the tournament before. He hit the 3 solo home runs. Aaron Nola threw 5. Get him back to Italy here through 5 shutout innings. Italy's win gets Team USA into the quarterfinals. Wasn't any problem. Mexico was going to need to win and probably give up a bunch of runs or something like that. Anyway, USA will play Canada next. We do know the matchups here in the World Baseball Classic moving forward after the pool play here as we move on to the next round. And we know the matchups here will be in the quarterfinals. Korea versus Dominican Republic in Miami on Friday, followed by the United States and Canada, which will be in Houston. And then on Saturday, Puerto Rico and Italy in Houston, and Miami, Venezuela, and Japan. The order that I mentioned will be the matchups for the semifinals. The Korea DR winner will take on the U.S. Canada winner, and then the Puerto Rico Italy winner will take on Venezuela and Japan. Hey, anybody want to take a chance on those Italians, those crazy Italians drinking their coffee in the dugout at 20-1 to win the World Baseball Classic? It might be possible given the format for Italy. Look, they play Puerto Rico, probably could beat Puerto Rico. Italy's on fire here right now. Puerto Rico's got a good team. It's going to be a closely rated game, certainly,
Steam play.
between those two teams, but you think they could possibly win that game. We are starting to see the first lines come out for some of those games at the World Baseball Classic. And then in the semifinals, they play the winner of Venezuela and Japan. Now, Japan's going to be favored. Japan's been okay. Japan's done a good job to get here. They're one of the favorites, but that Italian team's got a bunch of North American pros there, right? I mean, basically, lineup of very, very good players and some good pitchers in there. So all you got to do is win those games, championship, and they're in. They're 20-1 right now there. And USA currently plus 130, Dominican plus 280, Japan plus 420, Venezuela 6-1, Puerto Rico 12-1, Italy 20-1. There, Canada 33-1, and Korea 35-1. So those matchups here. So can you imagine though what it's going to be like for the United States to take on the Dominican Republic if they advance on March 15th in Miami? It's going to be packed with fans from the Dominican Republic team. It is going to be off the chain, and I guess there'll be some U.S. fans, but they're going to be afraid to even make any noise. Probably at that game. So, all right. We're going to get into the action here. I want to say hello to everyone. We have early starts. That's what we're going to go over today when we get to the college basketball here in just a moment. We're just going to go over the early games. We have Mikey going over the action later today over there. And also want to invite everyone to join me on a new show here. It's not on the Sports Money Network, but I'm on a channel called Cover the Spread. I've taken over as a host of a podcast on there. If you want more picks from me, go to Cover the Spread on YouTube. I'll give about 3 picks out every day in a parlay, but you can break up the parlay if you're not a parlay person. It's just everybody loves parlays for some reason. They tell me, they said, do the parlays. Everyone loves parlays. I'm like, I could just do the picks, and if they want to parlay them, they can. No, do them as a parlay. But you can check it out. Cover the Spread is the show, and I have more picks every day there. And also, you can join me on another show. I just want to mention on another channel, Tony's Picks YouTube channel, though. So you got Mikey Money with pre-gaming at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. A great show. We know that. And then right after that, I want you to tune over to me over at the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for the drive-through. And I make the appearance. I'm the anchor handicapper there. So that means I come in last and give another pick. And that one's really close to game time. So you're going to want to check that show out every day. Set your notifications there for that one. And don't forget also, we've got UFC this weekend. And we have the show ready to go. We've had it with UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Vallejos on Saturday, March 13th here at the Meta Apex on Paramount Plus. It's going to be featherweights. Josh Emmett, Kevin Vallejos, top 15 contenders. This Saturday night we'll be with the guys here on the Sports Money Network, and we'll be there on Saturday night with a great card. Here it's a Apex card, Fight Night card. So we previewed with our guest this week was Adam Martin. You see him on the screen every week during the fights, and they put those comments up on screen from top UFC commentators when the fight is going, with the tweets. And you see him on there almost every fight with his comment. And he was our guest this week, so you want to check out Adam Martin and BB and I. We also previewed welterweights, Chris Curtis and Mick Tebek Oralby, everyone's favorite Kurg. And also we previewed lightweights, Balaji Oki and hot prospect Manuel Sosa, 13-1, the 25 DWCS contender, former Bellator, LFA, and PFL fighter, whose only loss comes in to one of the hottest young prospects, Colgan, who is in PFL here currently, but that fight was in Bellator. But Manuel Sousa, a lightweight there. So check out the show there, BB. MMA picks here this week. All right, that's part of what's going on here already today. Lots of great action. We just told you about the World Baseball Classic, and now let's also. Oh, I won't mention also the other finals there a little bit too. Dominican Republic crushed Venezuela 7-5. You saw. I thought that it was like softball. You hit a home run, you just walk off to the bench. I thought that's what Tatis was doing when he hit that big home run. He jump up and down. I think he's going to walk off the stage there, but Dominican Republic with the win. All the first four guys in the Dominican Republic order all homered. So what do you think of that? All right. Also, let's get to some of the college action from yesterday. There were conference tournament finals yesterday. Champions, some more teams headed to the NCAA tournament, including Idaho over Montana, 77-62. I thought the Grizz would take that one, honestly. It should have been. It's one of those where you guys in the chat always tell me, you see a team there that is a 7 seed, a 3-point favorite over the 4 seed. You should just pay attention to that, and that's what happened. Idaho got the crush there. First time in the NCAA tournament for the Vandals since 1990, 36 years of Vandals back to the tournament. All right. Did I make the balloons go off there? Also, McNeese State over Stephen F. Austin. I thought SFA would get him after that 3 overtime game for McNeese, but they did it again. And good job there by Cunningham. And McNeese wins the Southland tournament for the 3rd year in a row there. And that is good news for bubble team Santa Clara because they beat McNeese State. I said Santa Clara's in. That helps them because they beat McNeese by 12 points there in that one. That may have, I already said they're in, but that might have sealed their bid actually from another conference. That's how that works. And Lehigh, hey, I got one right. I had the under here on the morning steam in that game there between we also had the winner there, I think, in the we just ended up short. That was, remember the McNeese game, I had the graphic on the screen 137.5. I said, well, I'm going under in this one, and then the live line was 134 because I didn't update it, and it landed right in the middle of that. But also under Boston U and Lehigh, we did have the winner there, and I did have Lehigh in that game. If you saw my cover the spread show, I took Lehigh over BU in the Patriot League final there yesterday. Lehigh held Boston U to 1 for 16 from 3-point range. Lehigh started the season 4-15. Now we know you play some tough teams in the non-conference action when you get started, but they're 14-5 since then. And the Mountain Hawks are in there. Old people like me will remember the last time Lehigh made it to the college basketball NCAA tournament in 2012. Do you remember? They beat Duke as a number 15 seed. Who was the star of Lehigh? C.J. McCollum in that tournament game over Duke. That was a 15-2. Remember, that was a 15-2, I believe, when they upset Duke in that game many years ago. Now it seems like they're 14 years. So just the 3 finals there. And we did have some other winners here on the morning steam, including in the college ranks here
Final.
yesterday. let me see if I got those here. There were so many. I got a huge sheet of games here. We might just skip over it here a little bit, but did have some winners also with our premium picks too over at winnable.com. Let me at least cover that here real quick. You can get more picks from me here today when you go over to winnable.com/Ramon. I had Loyola, Chicago, and Richmond game to go under. I had Mississippi State and Auburn to go under here yesterday. Is just some of my premium picks that I sent out over at winnable.com yesterday. We did have some good winners, I thought. We ended up on the short end of a few there yesterday as well, but you can get 5 college basketball plays from me right now for the daytime action when you go to winnable.com and use the promo code STEAM at checkout. It comes out to 41 cents a day, so it's $17.10 a month after you use that promo code. But if this show is a service to you, this is how you support me on the channel. Mikey only pays me in hot dogs and what else was it? Hot dogs and something else. So you might consider subscribing to me here at winnable.com/Ramon as I get ready for the action here. And I've got plays up, ready, and available currently over at winnable.com. So check it out. We can take a look. I'm going to take a look at some of the plays from yesterday here if I can and see. I know we had some pretty good results and some pretty good winners over there, and take a look here. There's the picks right there if you like real quick. Here's my golf again, but let's see what we had. I split in the World Baseball Classic. Mexico and Italy just went over there at the end there, but I had the over in Venezuela and Dominican Republic here. Baseball was a little bit of split action here anyway. I had Seton Hall there on the money line, Kansas -4.5. Tennis action there yesterday. We had Medvedev over Mitchelson. Did fall short on a couple of them, however. Champions League was good, though, with our results there. Bodo Glimt ended up, that's a push for some. The AI sometimes picks up different lines, but it's still kind of the same in my opinion, right? When you got a 3 or a 3.5, and the line usually adjusts there. Sometimes the AI doesn't pick it up. The official is what I type in there, but PSG, we had them over Chelsea there yesterday. So college basketball winner here, Auburn and Mississippi State game to go under there, and also Bethune-Cookman and Prairie View, some winners back from Wednesday, I guess, there. So head on over to winnable.com/Ramon and check me out over there. That's how you get a few more picks from me every day there over at winnable.com. And that's, again, how you support me here on the channel, and I do appreciate it. Every day I'm sending out those plays, and I've got more action for you here today, and I'll have more action for you here today all day in the major sports. But we're going to also have some picks here and previews, but I want to say hello to the folks in the chat that'll get us going here today and help us out with some of our picks. It's going to be Cash Kane there as well. Here's Tiffany McRae, an old friend of ours. Thank you. Who do you like in the NBA? Is it about my picks here? I'll have my NBA picks here. It's a huge NBA, huge NHL. We're going to be here right until the start, I'm sure, of that 8 o'clock game. We'll be well into the game, I'm sure. Bobby Mack is here today. JP Farley as well. There's Tiffany with their picks there. Dallas with the points, and Pistons money line, Lakers money line, Suns, Magic money line, Boston, Denver, and the Hawks. Thank you to Tiffany McRae here, Public Enemies here, and Chicago Joe ready to go. And there, Robert talking about Bodo Glimt there yesterday. Terrell was ready to talk trash about the Utah Jazz right at halftime or first. Where was it, Terrell? They were up. They were feeling comfortable, and then the fourth quarter came. And did they score at all in the fourth quarter? I think they had 14 points. Or what did they have? 20? I don't know what they had. They didn't have very many points there in the fourth quarter. Trevor's here today as well, and I think that's it so far. So thank you for joining me, everybody, here in the chat. We're not going to waste too much time here with the recap too much, but I will talk about my NBA winners at least here on the show yesterday. We did have a few actually here with the show. We had the winner there with Orlando and Cleveland. We had Orlando and the over. Which one did we have on the show? I'm trying to remember, but I know I won them both. So uh, also, we did have a winner here on the morning steam with the Knicks and the Jazz game to go over. That was a morning steam winner here. We also had the Denver Nuggets minus the points there yesterday on the show, and we had the Clippers. Just note the Clippers have put up a massive amount of points against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kawhi Leonard had 45 points. The Clippers, kind of known as an under team. Shame on me too, because I was kind of thinking that the game would go under there. It went way over. It was a really bad pick. But I will say this, that with Garland in there right now and getting rid of Harden, it's different now with the Clippers. They are clearly a team that is looking to press there. We already know how hot they are and moving up the ladders here right now in advance of the postseason. But it's completely changed. You got rid of Harden. You're not going to go under as much as they were going under anymore. That should have been obvious to me here, and it will be obvious moving forward. The same is true with Cleveland the other way. We'll see how that works out here. But also, NHL, I could not bring home any winners yesterday with 2 overs there, but thank you to Mikey Money. He had the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday as his winner there, I think, on his show and his picks there as well. So thank you to Mikey Money there for that winner yesterday in hockey because we needed it. All right. And let's, I think we better just get rolling with the show. I do want to start with a bunch of steam that's come in here because we're not going to cover, there's so many games here this morning and the afternoon in college basketball. I mean, it's not Saturday, but you know how on Saturday we have all that steam coming through throughout the show. We probably do it 30 times, get interrupted. Well, with still a bunch of games. Where's Nuke? He's supposed to come in here and tell us how many games we got today. But Fernando, thank you. Yeah, we did have the Clippers there, and you're right, Terrell, right? Shot clock killer, and that's why the Clippers do go under there. Yes, the defense has been good, but it's more about how that tempo is going to look here moving forward. Did also see one tweet there earlier this morning that I just kind of came across. Tony Dungy tweeted out that he will no longer be a part of the Sunday night NFL telecast. So we'll see what's up with Coach. All right, let me roll off the steam that has come through since the top of the hour anyway. That since I was cramming for the show a little bit. Just the graphics portion of it. But so Tulane and Charlotte. I did see some steam in this one. Steam here to the under with Tulane and Charlotte. It was 144.5, but the steam came in on the under here in this one. And right now we're seeing that total dropping here with Tulane and Charlotte. This one's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and it's now down to 142.5, about a 2-point move to the under just here in the last few minutes with Tulane and Charlotte. Also, steam came in here on Colorado State and San Diego State under. The steam came in on the under in this one between Colorado State and San Diego State. Look, don't need to give a pick here necessarily, but I'll just let your imagination determine on this one. By the way, the steam came in. It was 142 in that game. This one's at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific, and the total right now in that game is all the way down here to 140. This one opened as high as 145 at BetOnline, and it's been hit pretty hard here. But I will say this about the game, and I'm a San Diego State fan and supporter, but I bet Colorado State to win this tournament. Now, that was before I knew what the matchups were, and it was not knowing that they would meet. I mean, they'd have to meet maybe eventually unless they got eliminated somewhere else along the way, but I did bet on Colorado State to win the Mountain West tournament at 7-1. I mean, mostly thinking about the price. I mean, hey, San Diego State's won this tournament plenty of times, and they could do so here. Often, even when they've kind of struggled in the regular season, and they did kind of, flitter away down the stretch there, but sometimes they've come through in Vegas. It might be their only chance to get to the tournament. So this is an important game for me, my favorite team, San Diego State, but I bet on Colorado State to win. They're 5.5 point underdogs. The steam came in on the under. Also, St. Bonaventure and George Mason, steam to the under there between St. Bonaventure and, steam to the over there. Let me get it right, with St. Bonaventure and George Mason. It was 140.5. This one's at 2 Eastern and 11 Pacific time, and the total here now 141.5. So about a 1.5 point move there to the over. St. Bonaventure and George Mason. There, we saw Bonaventure win convincingly over LaSalle after looking poor during the season. They clobbered LaSalle, but they are going up against Mason here. That's going to be a different situation, I think. Abilene Christian and Utah Tech saw steam to the over here in this one. Two teams that kind of trend under. However, let me get this right here. Abilene Christian and Utah Tech, some steam there to the over in that one. This one's at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific time, and we're seeing that total here between ACU and Utah Tech move higher here to 142.5. So 2 or 2.5 point move there. Steam coming in right this second. Kennesaw and Western Kentucky. This one is on the move right now. It's not going to be stale. It's on the over here with Kennesaw and Western Kentucky. Look, Western Kentucky kind of plays unders in the tournament format. Let's see what we got here, though. Steam to the over in this one, 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific here for Kennesaw and Western Kentucky, and that total is moving here to 158.5, up from 156.5, about a 2 point move. It originally was 158, moved down, and now is moving back up here right now in the matchup between Kennesaw and Western Kentucky. We're seeing that one on the move here right as we speak right now. So we're going to try to get to the moves that are happening here currently, including one more coming up. But I will say this for Kennesaw. For Western Kentucky, I just said the steam is on the over. However, Western Kentucky, 15 of their last 16 conference tournament games or conference neutral venue games have gone under 157 points. So I've gone under 149, and the total in this game is 157. So that plays directly against the steam there in that one. Western Kentucky, usually a pretty heavy under in conference tournament play and similar formats when facing conference competition. North Carolina State and Virginia, one of the games we'll preview, but steam is coming in right now in that game at 148. The steam is hitting right now with North Carolina State and Virginia. You can check it out yourself. If you're new to the show, we don't make it up. You heard the noise in the background saying that a game was on the move, and it's NC State and Virginia. So we're not doing it to show off. We're doing it to alert you that the line is moving right now. And why do lines move? Because action is coming in on them. This total's now up to 150 at circa. That's a 2 point move to the over with North Carolina State and Virginia. That one's happening here right now, and that's what we do here on the Morning Steam Show. We keep you updated on a lot of these. NC State, often these day games on Saturdays, on tournament days, man, they go over a lot talking about NC State. But again, we're dealing with Virginia here. We'll preview it in just a short while. More steam came in this morning on Nevada and Grand Canyon. Steam here to the under in this one between the Wolfpack and the Lopes in the another Mountain West game going under here with the Steam anyway. It was 139.5, but it moved lower here. Nevada and Grand Canyon. 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. That total currently now is at 137.5. That was a 2-point move to the under here just about 30 minutes ago. Also, some steam came in on the matchup here. Let me get it straight. Between Rhode Island and Duquesne, we saw some steam to the under in this one between the Rams and the Dukes. And we saw the steam come in here on the under 138 in this one. This one is at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and that total is down here right now to 136, about a 2-point move there in that one. Rhode Island, the steam came in on the under, but we've seen Rhode Island in some of these matchups anyway kind of play to the over sometimes. They're not necessarily a big time under here this year, but we have seen Rhode Island games in tournament action have often gone well above this number. In fact, their last 9 games at neutral site venues have gone over 145 points, and it's only 136 here. It's a pretty wide sample size, several year sample size, but nonetheless, we want to have some information with you here. Also, Florida State and Duke, seeing some steam here to the under between two teams that are putting some unders up. We know Duke has been under city this year, so steam to the under here with Florida State and Duke. It was 152. This one's at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific with Florida State and Duke, and right now that total is 149. That was about a 3-point move there to the under with Florida State and Duke. Let's say the steam here, anybody who follows this week, and during the kind of the middle of it, towards the end of the season, it wasn't too hot. Actually, we do track those moves a little bit, but so far here in tournament week, in the games that we have provided here, the steam on the air, about 70 and 45 right now is the official record of those steam moves here this week. It is a little bit more valid in tournament play, and that's because the games are hit very, very quickly. You'll see the moves here and the direction they're going, and you'll see it itself. Hopefully you're tracking these with me. Also, Creighton and Seton Hall, some steam to the under in this one, but I think these two teams kind of go under a little bit right now, but I will tell you, I'll give you the information here. Creighton and Seton Hall steam to the under at 2:30 Eastern and 11:30 Pacific time. That total is down to 131.5 at circa right now, so seeing about at least a 1.5-point move in that one. Bet Online did open that game 136.5, so a pretty significant move there between Creighton and Seton Hall there, steam to the under in that one between those two teams. Creighton, their last 13 games against non-AP opponents have gone over 135 points. So this one's moving lower, but Creighton, last 13 games against non-ranked opponents have gone over 13 straight, have gone over 135 points. Now, it's a little bit different because we know that Seton Hall is a kind of a team that's going to slow you down here a little bit. The way they've been playing this year, they've got a pretty decent team. We got Big East action here this afternoon. More steam here with Louisville and Miami. In this one, steam to the under here at 153.5 between Louisville and Miami. Not a lot of trends that would say these two teams are under as far as the general season here right now, but it was 153. This game at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, and right now that total is down here too, 151.5. Some books had it open as high as 154, so this one's been heading lower too. Here between Louisville and Miami. Yesterday all the early games did kind of go over. That is something to note there. Yeah, they were maybe in some of the other conferences too, but just we'll note here with Miami in some of these games, they have a pretty strong tendency to the under when they're in some of these neutral site tournament games. In fact, Miami 9 straight games at neutral site venues have gone under 154 points. So this one's already down though to 151.5 on a pretty big move, but that's kind of their tendency. Also, North Texas got steamed aside here finally. With North Texas, they took the steam in their matchup today against FAU. They were getting 1.5, but I believe North Texas here, let me check it out. This was at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific time, and North Texas here is taking the steam against FAU. It's pretty much a pick'em here at some books right now. Call it a pick'em here in that one. All right, we're going to keep it moving here. I think I've got a few more. Hopefully you liked this portion of the show, especially on a day like today where we have all these games and not a lot of time to cover them. I'm still going to cover several of them here once we get to it. Arizona is a 16-point favorite. Maybe we better start with the college here since we got a game in an hour. Okay, Arizona got steamed. Arizona, how about that in their matchup today? Arizona, of course, up against Central Florida. They were a 16-point favorite, but they're up here now to about 17 or so, maybe 17.5. Let me take a look here at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific time. Arizona took the steam in their matchup here against Central Florida. They're minus 16.5 or 17 here currently. Also, I think that could be, we might be all caught up and ready to start the show here. I got one more. I knew I had one more. Northwestern and Purdue got steam to the under now. This one's almost about 40 minutes old, but I still want to mention it here. Northwestern and Purdue steam to the under here. It was 144 in this one. This one was at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time. It's currently 142, so about a 2-point move to the under here with Northwestern and Purdue. Northwestern's last 9 conference tournament night games have all been under 143 points. Saw the steam come in on the under here with Northwestern and Purdue. All right, if you're ready, I'm just about ready to go and ready for our show here anyway. Let me see, I got one more. I know you want it. I want it. UCSD and Cal State Northridge steam to the under. This one's about an hour old now, but I want to update my line here and steam to the under in this one. This one's at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. UCSD and Cal State Northridge steam to the under. It was 152. It's only down to 151, so that one's got a little bit old, but did open as high as 152.5. So steam to the under there. UC San Diego and Cal State Northridge. All right, gang. One other steam move here, just we'll mention, it's not in our preview, believe it or not, in the NBA. Dallas and Memphis steam to the over here. It was 236, and this one has gone way up here with Dallas and Memphis today.
Steam playing.
Uh-oh. We got one coming in. Dallas and Memphis. It's all the way up to 239.5. Pretty big move there in a battle of tankathon teams there. Okay, what just happened here? Rhode Island just got steamed just seconds ago. This one's fresh and new. Game here at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, with Rhode Island taking the steam right now against Duquesne. Rhode Island was getting 2 points from Duquesne, but right now Rhode Island taking that steam here currently, and they are now just a 1-point dog here. Close. They might be a pick 'em here soon. Rhode Island and Duquesne there with Rhode Island taking the steam, just a point of steam so far. But again, that one just got moving, so there was a chance it could continue to move further here. And boy, I think I got to get going and get ready to preview the show. I just will mention Rhode Island though in that matchup. Rhode Island, another one of those teams where their last 9 games at neutral site venues have gone over 145 points, and it's only 136 right there after that steam. Now, Duquesne plays a slowdown. They're not totally under teams, but Rhode Island on neutral site games, 9 straight over 145 points, and this one's 136 total in this one. So, okay, what else is going on here in the chat? Are you guys ready to get it going here? Let's see. Tiffany's got it for us. Is that 44 games today? Is that Nuke in there? Terrell likes Idaho to win the Big Sky. There's Wine Time ready to go. Steve Eleptarian as well. Jays Rides and Shine. You could. I'm going to start if these winners don't hit today, Jays Ride Shine. We're going to have a detailing business here by the weekend. Also, Flea is here this morning, and James Parm. All right. Oh, Idaho won the tourney. Of course they did. Of course they did, Terrell. And Jordy Fuentes is here. All right. Let's get started here right now. We probably should just start with the college games, I think. But, man, let's do our normal format here. We don't want to screw anybody up. I think we can cover these pro games within an hour here and get right to the top of the hour. That'll be a great time to preview the college games. Is that okay with everybody? Let's start. The Phoenix Suns will open up here our card against the Indiana Pacers. The Suns are favored in this one by 8.5 against the Tankathon Pacers here right now. Some teams are in the Tankathon. Few teams are still battling, but this one, we've seen this one get hit to the under here. In fact, this one got steamed here a little while ago. I might have missed it. It's down to 224. Man, that's a bummer because I was going to pick the under. Well, I'm still going to go with the under here on our show. I like the under in this one with Phoenix and Indiana, but let's see how you have it. We'll break it down here a little bit and get some of the info out. Indiana's been just awful here in the Tankathon right now, really showing no heart, no life, unlike some of these teams that actually give a darn once in a while. The Pacers are absolutely dreadful here, not even coming close to the spread in some of these games. They lost by 15 to Sacramento as a 3.5-point dog. They lost by 9.5 to Portland, or they lost by 20 to Portland as a 9.5-point dog. They lost by 11 to the Lakers as a 9.5-point dog. They lost to the Clippers by 23 as 11-point dog. They're losing all these games. Hey, some steam coming in here right now. It's going to be important. We're going to interrupt these. New Mexico is taking the steam against San Jose. I had a nice bet on San Jose yesterday as a dog here, but New Mexico taking the steam here right now. They were a 13.5-point favorite. They're taking the steam here right now. This one's at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, right there at the bottom of the board pretty much, and it's up to 15 here right now with New Mexico taking the steam. Right back to the action here in the NBA, though. And talking about some of the trends here with Phoenix here and Indiana. Indiana, they're in a massive losing streak right now. They're not even coming close. I don't know how many in a row they've lost. What is it, 10, 12, 13? Anyways, they can't even come close here. Phoenix, meanwhile, is 19-11 against the spread on the road, 20-12 against the spread as a favorite. Should be able to handle their business here, actually, I think. I think this one in the Tankathon, might be worth trying. Phoenix is my play, but like I said, the under's on the move. I'm going to take the under here. I definitely, man, I like the under here in this game,
Steam play.
especially with these two teams. Let me get this one real quick here. Miami of Ohio and UMass. We're going to cover it here in just a bit within the hour. It's the first game on the docket. You guys are probably looking for information. The steam's coming in right now on the under if you like the under. Now, I will say this. It was 164. It's going down quickly here. These two teams, it's not necessarily two under teams, but we are seeing, the early games are kind of going over a little bit. You got Miami of Ohio coming in here with their undefeated record. They're taking on UMass. Just want to mention here right now, because it's moving, we're going to preview it, but the steam's coming in here, and it's down here to 160.5. It was 164. That is a very, very high number, but again, those are teams that are producing overs, but the steam's coming in on the under, and we'll preview the game here in a short minute. All right. But right now, let me continue on with our NBA coverage here. I want to hear from you in the chat. Get ready. That's how we do it. Don't forget, you can win 1 month worth of my free picks here. Interesting to note, I got an interesting Steam play coming in right now. I just want to mention, though, real quick, you can get in the contest here just by commenting in the chat. You can win 1 free month of plays here. I've got 2 ways to do it. You can either subscribe or comment in the chat and win the contest. Okay, Steam coming in right now in another MAC game, and it's on the under there as well. We might be seeing a little bit of pattern with the MAC. The Steam is coming in Bowling Green and Toledo on the under here. Now these two teams go under. It was 152.5. We're seeing the Steam to the under here right now, all the way down here with this one. This one's at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. It's going down here to 149.5. That's about a 3-point move right now with Bowling Green and Toledo. These two teams are definitely going, trending under this year. Bowling Green and Toledo. Not only that, you do have this Bowling Green team. They're kind of one of those teams. You get them into this conference tournament format, and they go under quite a bit. Man, we should have done the college basketball first. 9 of Bowling Green's last 10 games at neutral venues have been under this number. So Steam to the under there right now with Bowling Green and Toledo. Also, George Mason guard Fat Hill, I believe, has been reported as questionable, just coming out here right now. Good old Fat Hill. Norfolk State just took some steam. It's not even like we're in the NBA segment. Norfolk State just took some steam right here, right now in our college basketball card. They're taking on South Carolina State in a MEAC quarterfinal at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Norfolk State is on the move right now. It's a fresh move, and Norfolk is up to 8.5 here. That's about a 1.5-point move from the opener. Norfolk State taking the steam here this morning. Okay, I'm taking the under in this one. We got to keep it moving. Let me hear from you in the chat. Comment on the game between Phoenix and Indiana here. Hopefully I got enough information out there for you. I really didn't do anything. Now, 8 of the last 9 meetings between Phoenix and Indiana have gone under. The teams meet just twice a year. The first meeting was 133-98. It did go under as Phoenix crushed them then. Why wouldn't they crush them now, the way things are going for this Indiana team? Yes, Phoenix isn't covering them all here of late, but they are 5-1 straight up in their last 6, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. They've won 8 of 12 against Indiana here, and Indiana's gone over in 7 of their last 9. I'm going to go under. Let's go to the chat. There's another steam move coming in right now on this very important day to be monitoring this action. Good morning to Bar, and Bar is on the Pacers here. Public Enemy liking the Pacers. You guys like this Pacers team right now. JP Farley's on the under. Big Crypto says, let's go to the Tankathon. At Bar, also with a couple other plays in there. Hello to AJ in the chat. I want to see you. Our Tomps, good morning. Robert's on the under here. Jordy's got a prop. Suns money line. Put Booker in there like he does so famously. Puts his favorite prop in there to get a good price. And yeah, you're right. Big crypto. I think we've already started there though. Now I hope we can make it here the next and then lead right into it. But we just have that one game at 11, and then the next one's 11:30. So our Tomps is on the under here. What's our steam right now? It would have been a good flow, right, with all the moves coming in. You're right, big crypto. Florida Atlantic and North Texas, but it also lets me look like a sketchy guy on YouTube and can't even focus on one or the other. Florida Atlantic and North Texas, we're seeing the steam come in on this one. In the other American Conference game to the over, we said the Tulane, we said North Texas just took the steam. Now it's coming in on the over here right now between FAU and Texas, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Steam to the over here with FAU and North Texas. It was 137.5 or up to. This one got dummied down, so right now it's at 136.5. So the steam came in, but it really is very, very close to the original number. All right, Twisted's here as well. Dime Legacy says Wizards under, Pacers on the spread. The Twisted's on several overs with Miami. I think he means Miami of Ohio there, but it could be the Miami Heat. Maybe Bam's going to score 85 on Giannis. All right, let's keep it going here. More college plays. You're right. Everybody wants to talk college ball. Wizards and Magic, got to keep this one involved. Look at the Magic here. Look at what's going on in the standings here right now. It just took us about a week to get here. We kept saying, look, this is going to change. These standings are going to adjust here because we're going to see the Raptors kind of falling down here and the Sixers. So the Magic have moved up here to 5th place all of a sudden. And that's the group of teams, right? Because the Cavaliers are in 4th place, 3 ahead of the Magic in those top 4. So maybe the Magic can keep it going. I mean, they are hot here. Washington is in the tankathon. So I've got another tankathon game in my hands here, and I'm going to take the tankathon Orlando Magic. I'm going to lay it here. It's all the way up to 15 here right now. Oh, goodness. But I think they'll clobber the Wizards here in this one. The Magic with a lot of momentum right now. So give me the Magic here in the tankathon. The Wizards 10-21 against the spread on the road. Orlando has covered 7 of their last 10. They're not a great favorite, 18-24 ATS overall, but again, you have a Washington team not doing much. They've lost 9 straight, 1-4 ATS in their last 5, and Washington just 2-7 ATS their last 9 against Orlando. Orlando's gone over in 7 of their last 10 at home, although 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Washington's gone over in 7 of their last 10 and 5 of their last 6 overall. I'm going to take the Orlando Magic here in the tankathon. And we've got NYC Bar on the Wizards here. And 9 Legacy on, he says 76ers. When he says 76ers on spring, that means on the spread, you guys. Even I know that. Okay, let's see here. Let's keep it moving here. There's our Tomps on the Wizards. JP Farley's on the Magic to cover, and Robert likes the over in this one. I'll take the Madge in this one in the tankathon. Next up, 76ers on the road, taking on the Pistons in this one. And, well, we're in the tankathon here as well with Pistons favored by 15.5 total, 221.5 in this one. For Detroit here, they're just 1-4 straight up and against the spread. Where's AOD? He's feeling a little bit of relief after Detroit finally won a game there to snap their losing streak. They beat up on Brooklyn in revenge, 138-100 there the other night as a 15.5 point favorite. Philadelphia did beat Memphis last time out at home, 2 tankathon teams, so give them a little bit of credit there. They also cover a big number at Cleveland, very similar to this spot. They covered 14.5 and a 115-101 loss, so they might keep it right there. It might be right about the number, but before that they were failing to cover. Philly is still 20-10 against the spread on the road. Detroit hasn't been covering here, really 3-7 in their last 10, but Philadelphia's got the injuries here. That's the problem. not only no Joel Embiid here, but also Maxey out with a broken finger, Bona questionable, Oubre's out as well. So you got some, what could you say? You got some major guys out here right now. I'm going to take the Detroit Pistons here in the tankathon today. Give me Detroit in this one. You have a lot of these totals pretty high. This one, though, at 221 and a half. It's moved up. I will say that, but some of these games got to go under, don't they? Detroit is 21-30 to the under as a favorite, and Philadelphia, a team that kind of goes over, 14-16 to the under as a dog. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one. Public Enemy is on the Pistons, and Public says they're not playing. Nope. Farley's on the Sixers, however. Jordy says Pistons money line, but it's really Jalen Duren, 15 points, 10 rebounds prop here. Robert's on the over here, and our Tom's likes the over in this one. Okay. Steam right now in the background was on. Cal State Fullerton taking the Steam. That's I think this might be the last game on the docket. Cal State Fullerton was getting 1.5, but now I think they might have just moved to a favorite here. This is the last game on the board, and yes, Fullerton is a 1.5 point favorite. They just took the steam. They just took the favoritism from UC Davis. The Titans are now favored. Hey, that one is literally 3 minutes from my house. Maybe I'll show up tonight and do a show from there at the Lee's Family Forum. All right, and Super True is on the under in this one. We're moving quickly because we got so many games today. Let's go next up with, there we go, Bucks and Heat. What's going to happen when you have Bam Adebayo, who scored 83 points last game, going up here against Giannis. Now, there's a problem with Giannis. I mean, he's in, but he's not looking good. I think he just felt the pressure here to try to give it the best he can here down the stretch and try to see if Milwaukee can get back into things. They're really, the cutoff point is at number 10, right at the play-in. Charlotte, the Milwaukee Bucks are actually in 11th place. They're 5.5 games behind the 10th place Hornets. So they're pretty much done. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few more games, if Giannis just ends up having to shut it down. It doesn't look good out there right now. You got Miami here actually on fire. They've won 6 in a row. They got hot. The Heat are hot. The Magic are hot. The Hawks are hot. The Hornets are hot. Look at all these Eastern Conference teams. Now, they're beating up on those bad Eastern Conference tankathon teams, but Miami's won a couple of other games here anyway, not all in the tankathon, but Miami did beat Washington last time out and crushed them. They beat Detroit, however. They beat the Charlotte Hornets. Remember, we were on them in that game. They swept the Nets here, but they've covered everything here over the last couple of weeks for sure. Really strong here for Miami right now, and obviously coming off that high. What do you think about Bam's props tonight? You almost got to go under, right? You got to think Giannis is going to get in the way of this guy somehow, and I would have to fade him. I'm not worried, about the controversy everybody's talking about and things like that right now. But Miami's won and covered 6 straight coming in. Milwaukee has covered the last 6 meetings between these two teams, but the Bucks have lost 6 of their last 7, just 1-6 ATS in those games. Milwaukee's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Miami's gone over in 6 of their last 9. And not only that, 12 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But I don't know. I mean, I know we just saw that massive score there by Miami, and I called it. I mean, I was like, hey, I think this is going to be a massive scoring game. I had a super premium, and I think this is it really? It's 232. It's 234.5. Forget it. I'm going. Come on, really? 234.5 now for this one. What do we okay, let me get your plays here in this one between the Heat and the Bucks at 234.5 here. Obviously, the steam has come in on the over here in this game, and it's not awful, but Wow, that's a big number here. Let me see what you guys have in this one between Milwaukee and the Miami Heat here. Milwaukee is 10-21 to the under on the road this year. They just don't score enough points really to get this kind of number. Now we are in this thing. I've said it already on the last 2 or 3 shows. The scores they're going up. They're going up. We're at that time. They weren't going up already. They're going up now. We're at that time where you're going to see no defense. And you think you got no defense before, you got no defense now. But gosh, really, 234.5. This game opened as low as 228.5. We've already seen a 6-point move here in this one up to 234.5. Let me hear from you in the chat. Man, okay, Miami's been hot. These guys go over. The teams are going over. Does this go over tonight? All right, chat. Here we go with VAR. He likes the under in this one. Public Enemy's on the Heat. R. Thompson is on that over. R. Thompson's on the Heat. There's AOD talking Detroit basketball. Farley's on the Heat here. And Jordy says, take the Heat and take Giannis for his points in this one. Robert's on the under here. Says it's gone too high. I say that, Robert, but I mean, I know it's going to be. I mean, it felt like at 228. I'm like, yeah, this one might sneak over. But now I'm like, oh, man, these are the ones where I usually just say, you know what? I got to draw the line somewhere. And 9 Legacy Bucks on the spread here in this one. I don't see it. I think the Miami Heat are going to crush the Bucks tonight. Give me the Heat. I'll worry about that total later. But look, I mean, you got a Heat team here that's 40-25 against the spread this year, 20-13 against the spread at home. Milwaukee not covering any numbers here right now. 1-6 in their last 7. I'm going to take the Heat to keep it rolling. It looks somewhat cheap here. Like I said, I don't think Giannis is looking right out there right now, and I'm sure he'll go out there and play a pretty good game. No Normie Powell still. Khalil Ware questionable. Tyler Hero questionable. Andrew Wiggins is out. Jovic is out for Miami. All right, next up. We're a half hour away from the first basketball game of the afternoon. Here's the Heat taking on the Hawks here in the Tankathon with Atlanta favored now by 15.5. What? This one's going through the roof. I was on a show last night saying, hey, lay 13.5 here right now. Hey, Tennessee forward, Nate Ament. He is I think his status has been upgraded here. He is probable today versus Auburn. He's been one of those guys that we want to keep an eye on here. Ament, the Tennessee forward, he's probable. All right, for Milwaukee, got Sims, questionable, Portis, questionable, and Porter, questionable here. I'm on the wrong game. Here. All right, here we go. Nets and Hawks. Michael Porter Jr. is out of this game for Brooklyn. Williams is questionable. Traore is out. Sharp, he is out as well. Demon's been out here. So Brooklyn, they're going down. No wonder here the line has moved a little bit. Atlanta, Daniels is questionable. Kuminga is questionable here right now, but Atlanta's been so hot. They've been one of those teams that are rolling here right now with victories. They've won and covered 7 in a row. They've covered 6 in a row at home. Brooklyn's dropped 11 of their last 13. They've covered in only 3 of those 13 games. Brooklyn is 9-2 against the spread against the Atlanta Hawks in the last 7 meetings between the two. Brooklyn's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Atlanta's gone under in 7 of their last 10. This one has Tankathon written all over it, but man, has it gone too far here at 15.5 here. I got to almost put another half a point. No, 15 and 26.5 here in this one. All right, for Atlanta, here they are, 13-9 to the under at home. Brooklyn's 13-20 to the under on the road. I know the under, the totals here are kind of scary to take anything under here, especially for a guy like me having hesitation where I don't care if I put down a ton of plays here on the on the under during the regular season. I am going to take this one under. Give me the under here with Brooklyn and Atlanta. I'll take an under here on the free play here. I bet the free plays maybe just not as much of the premiums. Okay, here we go. Miami. Let's see here. Nets plus the points for our tops. JP Farley is on the under here in this one with me. Bobby Mack says again, take the Nets here. I will say this: the Sharps are going to be on the Nets in this game. Unquestionably here, I believe the Sharps will be taking the Nets here. Atlanta has won the last 3 meetings. They won them both here this year. They won at Atlanta 115-104, covering 9.5. They also won in Brooklyn 115-112. Did not cover 8.5 in that one. Next up, we've got a good one here with the Nuggets and the Spurs. How about this? We did skip the Mavericks and the Grizzlies. Goodbye, guys. There, that's why we said that total came in on the over, though. And so here we go in this one with the Nuggets and the Spurs. Boy, needs no introduction here. We don't have a tankathon game here. We got a good one with the Spurs. The Spurs are super hot here again. The Nuggets have been doing an okay job as well, but the Spurs are really it. The Spurs here come in having won 9 straight games at home, 5 straight games overall, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Denver's just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against San Antonio, losing 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. The two teams have met back in November for their only meeting, however, this season. It was 139-130. Spurs won at Denver. They were getting 7.5 there in that one. So Denver has gone over in 9 straight games on the road here. I will say that 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but man, the Nuggets are going over quite a bit. I don't know. I mean, when I see these two, I think these two teams would want to try to play in this game a little bit. 239 here. Let's see what you got. I kind of think this is another one where I think it's maybe gone too far. Usually when I see a game where usually one of the teams has to be like either mediocre, not fully in the playoffs, or maybe they're a marginal team. I think when you get 2 top teams together, if they tend to go under, especially like San Antonio does, they're 21-27 to the under as a favorite. Look, I know Denver's gone over, like I said, 9 straight on the road. They're 21-10 to the over on the road here. Denver coming in off the win over Houston, of course. They scored 129 in that one. For comparison, maybe, Denver just played at OKC. Remember that one? 129-126 was the final in that one for 255. So that one did go way over. It's a very similar game, similar spread, kind of. Remember, they also gave up 142 points to the Knicks. Played a game against Utah where, like I said, you got a bad team, so it was 128-125. There's no doubt Denver and this offense is going over a ton, but I'm going to have to trust that the Spurs, look, don't they have to look at this as if we're still playing for the conference first place seed? Spurs are 2.5 games behind the Thunder. The Nuggets are nowhere to be found. Remember, they're in that group of teams back there with the Lakers, the Rockets, the Wolves, and the Suns all battling for the 3 and the 6. I'm going to go under here in this one with the Nuggets and the Spurs. I could be just a square that can't believe it here. Or maybe, I don't know, are the squares going over? What do you guys have in the chat all-stars here? Okay, it's going to be Spurs and over for our tops. Robert does like the Nuggets here to hang in. JP, though, likes the Spurs. Public Enemy just says take the Spurs on the money line. Next up, the Celtics and the Thunder. Man, remember when they just used to have like 2 or 3 games on Thursday night and they were like the best games of the week? Well, You got a great one here. That'd be the doubleheader, right? You'd have maybe they have the Nuggets and the Spurs, and then the Celtics and the Thunder. Although they're in the same time zone, they wouldn't do that. But here come the Thunder. They're the ones on a massive winning heater here right now. Six straight wins. They failed to cover in all 6 of those games. The steam play ruined the drama there. Let me repeat it, though. The Thunder have won 6 straight. They're 0-6 against the spread in those last 6 games. They cannot stand prosperity. Now, maybe they've been taking on lesser souls, if you will. Maybe they've been laying bigger numbers, but they just beat Denver by only 3 points. They didn't cover laying 3.5. They also were laying 4.5 to the Knicks, but they only won 103-100. Now they did beat Golden State by 7. They were laying 12 there. Failed against Chicago in a 9-point win, laying 9.5. So it's close, but they're not covering at all. And they haven't been a good cover all year, really. We talked about it. Oklahoma State, not an awful cover, but not a great cover. But strange, isn't it? 0-6 there against the spread when they've won those games. Boston is 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games against Oklahoma City over the last 10 years, over the last 5 years here. First meeting of the season between these 2 teams. Oklahoma City won and covered them both last year. Boston's been a very positive cover this year. 38-27 ATS, 22-12 ATS on the road, 11-7 ATS here as an underdog. Look, this is going to be an important game for both teams. You got the Celtics here. They're still trying to chase them down, right? The Celtics are in contention for that number 1 spot. And the Pistons have struggled, and the Celtics got that momentum from Tatum being back, although they did, like I said, they did lose last game. They lost that game actually to San Antonio, 125-116. Talking about Boston there, so you do have the kind of the comparison of the 2 teams, with Thunder, Spurs, Celtics there a little bit. Boston did handle Cleveland on the road, won and covered that one. Oh, okay. What is that, Steve? Sorry, okay. I got one for you here, you guys. Texas Southern is getting steamed right now. What took them so long would be the question here. Texas Southern is getting steamed in their game right now in the SWAC quarterfinals against Alabama A&M. Now, you might say, well, hey, what's so big about that? I mean, Texas Southern hasn't even been a very good cover this year. In fact, Alabama A&M is probably a better cover than Texas Southern overall. This game's at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific time. So Texas Southern here is taking the steam. They were a 1-point dog. They're now a 1 or 1.5, maybe even a 1.5 point favorite. Texas Southern has defeated Alabama A&M 25 straight times. And it's a pick 'em. So do with it what you will. Maybe this Alabama team, yes, they are an improved team over the last 15 years, however long that one goes back. But Texas Southern has won 25 straight meetings. These are conference opponents. They play every year. They've beaten Alabama A&M 25 straight times. The game's back basically a pick 'em here. So I don't know. If you look at who covers the spread more, you'd probably take Alabama A&M. You'd probably say, you know what, they got to beat them sometime. And Alabama A&M is probably better than they've been, and Texas Southern is probably down a little bit from where they've been. You don't see Alabama A&M, going. They're 17-14. Texas Southern is 12-17. Usually, it's at least the other way around. But there might, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's not even in our preview here, but we get a chance to mention that anyway. But the steam came in on Texas Southern, so maybe that's your tiebreaker there for you. What do you think? Okay, I got to keep it moving, though, here in the NBA. What do you got here in this one? I've got the Boston Celtics plus the points against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Give me Boston here in this one. All right, let's see what you got here in this one. Nasty Nate's going to be on the Celtics. I'm on the Celtics. He also thinks they'll come in with a big second quarter. Art Thompson's on the Celtics. Farley's on the Celtics. Public Enemy's on the Celtics. Nine Legacy will take the Nuggets in that game against the Spurs. Robert's on the Celtics. We used to call that a consensus. Everyone likes the Celtics here in this one. Yeah, total too. Like I said, where's my graphic here? James Parham's on Boston as well. Okay, so but look at the total here, right? 218, and it's actually up from 216, and every total's going up here tonight, right? I think across the board. So maybe we just go over in every game, but man, you'd think if any game is probably going to be over. Under. It'd be this Boston and Thunder game, wouldn't it? Now I know because of the tempo and everything, maybe the books are behind. Maybe the books don't know what they're doing and they had these lines all wrong. But Boston's 12-22 to the under on the road, 7-11 to the under as an underdog, and 23-42 to the under overall. Oklahoma City's not a big time over team or anything. In fact, Oklahoma City here has gone under in 4 of their last 5. Boston's gone under in 5 of their last 6. I will say this, 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Okay, let's move on. We got a couple more, then we get to those college games. Celtics for Jordy, too. Money line. I don't mind that. Let's get on the money line. All right, last game here. We did a good job here. We did it in 40 minutes. Bulls and Lakers here, and this one is at 236 or is it 250 by now? These two, this one's going to go through the roof tonight. It looks like to me, but even I got to go think about the over in this one. But man, this one opened as low as 231.5, and yeah, you know what? It is a totally stale line there, even on screen. Even when it was 234.5 and the steam came in and I moved it to 236 when I was preparing the show, it's now 239.5 at the Square Book Offshore. Look at this thing. This thing's going to go way over tonight. I'm pretty sure. You talk about LeBron. Remember, I keep talking about LeBron and Luka. I still will challenge those people that are pointing out the fact that, there's no doubt. I mean, it's a stat. I mean, the Lakers are 10-2 without LeBron in the lineup. LeBron is questionable, the hip injury tonight, but when he's on the court with Luka, that combo of players is still on kind of their it's hard to find two players that put as much production as they do together. So take it for what you will. Now, for Chicago, Giddey is probable, but Yabusele questionable, Okoro questionable, Williams questionable, Sexton questionable. These are all players that are, frequent players. Buzelis probable, Smith probable, but they're still on the injured list. Simons is going to miss again. Maxi Kleber's questionable. Marcus Smart is doubtful. Jackson Hayes is probable here. What do you have here? I don't know if I can go over anymore. It probably still will go over, but when you're talking about a game that opened as low as 231.5 and it's all the way up to 239.5, and I know like what Robert was saying, sometimes you just say, hey, too much. This one isn't too much. It's just a matter of, how can you stand it? And is it really going to, if it ends up getting close to that range, it's going to be a sweat, of course, but let's see how you have it here with the Lake Show taking on the Bulls. I haven't even gone over the numbers yet. Lakers and Bulls have gone over in 8 of their last 9 meetings against one another. Now, Chicago's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games overall. The Lakers have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. That's a little bit of pause, right? A little bit here. But still, I don't know. I feel like more chance of an over than an under, actually, even with that scenario. The Lakers are 19-14 to the over at home. The Bulls are 17-14 to the over on the road, although they're 18-22 to the under as a dog. And like I said, these two teams, not only is it 7 of the last 8 for Chicago, it's 8 of the last 10 under. The Lakers are 2-7-1 to the under in their last 10. So you could say maybe it's going to be short of that, but let me hear from you in the chat. This one's tough. This one's tough because of that, actually. Over adjustment maybe. Is it going to be right there on the number here? It feels like it's still going to go over. I don't know. Maybe I just got to take the side here in this one in the tankathon. Should be a tankathon game, I think, for the Lakers, but the Bulls have shown some life here, actually. They beat Golden State. They did lose to Sacramento on the road. That's pretty bad. But they beat Phoenix on the road. They beat Milwaukee at home. They've actually covered the spread here in a few games of late. 4-1 ATS in their last 5. They've also beaten the Lakers in 6 of the last 9 meetings. Chicago is just 3-13 straight up overall. Let's go to the chat. All right, it's going to be the Bulls here for 9 Legacy. R. Thompson's on the Bulls. James Parham is on the Lakers. Robert's on the Bulls here right now. Farley on the Lakers. And there's Cheshire Cat. Nice to see Cheshire Cat in there. He's rooting for Muhammad Jihad tonight. It's going to be more like a nuclear bomb in Iran, I think, here eventually. All right. That's going to do it for the NBA. I got to make a pick. Man, I got to make a pick, and I don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I could do it anymore. Give me the Lakers in the tankathon here to calm down the Bulls. I'll take the Lakers here on the Morning Steam show. Give me the Lakers. I'll lay the 11 points, whatever it is. There. Like I said, Bulls missing some pieces. Okay. Here we go. We're just 10 minutes away from game time. Hello to C. James. Good to see C. James in there. All right, let's go to those college games and the first one up because it's 10 minutes away, so we can get the play off right now. And there is some injury news, I think, to report here, actually. Massachusetts forward Hankins Sanford is in the starting lineup. He's probable here. He was the only kind of question here in this one. Our previews today will be all the early games in major conferences, except for the MAC, which is not a major. It wasn't just all the early games, just the earliest starts. That's the coverage today. You want premiums? It's in the next group of plays, actually. You want some more plays from me? Go subscribe over at winnable.com if you want to hear from me a little bit. Okay, let's go to it right now with Massachusetts taking on Miami of Ohio. And, you know what? We got to cross our fingers for Miami of Ohio, don't we? What if they lose a game somewhere? Hey, even UMass is a 500 team right now. And Miami of Ohio, they're known for their dramatics. They're known for winning. Obviously, they're 31-0. But, they're known for close games, too. UMass was on a losing streak, but they just upset Ohio U 94-92 to end the regular season here. Remember, the thing about the MAC here, as we start with the quarterfinals, unlike some conferences, they just left the bottom 4 teams behind, or how many ever there are there. They said, we're taking the top 8, and that makes for a tough game for Miami of Ohio. Favored here by 7.5, the total. Look, see, 164. We talked about that steam that came in, down to 160.5 here right now with that reported steam that came in on this one. But look, if you looked at these two teams in general, why would you even think to go under, other than the fact that we're seeing, that maybe the total's high. That's what I'm trying to spit out here, and that the steam came in on the under. But if you look at yesterday's games, I don't know. I mean, look, a lot of people play that little, hey, the early games, everybody's tired, they can't shoot the ball or whatever. Yesterday it was over City. I'm pretty sure it was over City there. In fact, the last 7 noon starts in conference tournament games. Now that encompasses all the conference games, so this could be a coincidence. But it's 7-0 to the over in the last 9 noon conference tournament neutral site games. And the last 13 games noon starts are 11-2 to the over. Now, these early games are this is not a 9 a.m. start. This is an 11 a.m. start. But UMass is 19-11 to the over, and Miami of Ohio is 18-10 to the over. That's a combined 37-21 to the over, and Miami of Ohio 16-8 to the over as a favorite. Hard to believe they were underdogs in 4 games this season. Miami of Ohio is 19-9 against the spread. UMass is just 12-18 against the spread this season, but UMass is 8-3 against the spread as an underdog. So they're 4-15 against the spread as a favorite, but 8-3 against the spread as an underdog. And they're going up against mighty Miami of Ohio, who loves drama. Let's see how you have it here. I know right now, breaking news, Miami, Massachusetts is getting steamed. Maybe because what I said. Maybe it's just because of what I said about that 8-3 underdog roll. The 7.5, bye-bye. It's now 6.5. It's even 6 here at the at Bet Online right now. It's 6 minus 105 here. It is on the move. The steam is in officially. That's why you watch the morning steam show. Let's call it 6.5, but we do see 6s out there right now. I've got UMass here in this one, taking the points against Miami of Ohio. Give me UMass. I don't want the drama kings. I hope they win. Miami of Ohio, it's a great story. But with this steam coming in on Massachusetts, I think it kind of solidifies the fact because, look, I think in general people might gravitate towards Miami of Ohio no matter what. Yeah, you could be a cynic. You could be a contrarian and say, you know what, I like Matt. And maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm like, hey, I'm going to take UMass. They were on a big-time slump before that last game against Ohio U. They weren't winning or covering anything. But they, like I said, they lost to Bowling Green. They lost to Ball. They lost to Buffalo. And the game against Miami of Ohio on February 17th was 86-77. But they were only getting 3.5 points, and they were at home in that one. So the game is just minutes away here right now with Miami, Massachusetts, and Miami of Ohio. I'm going to do a double play here because it's the first game. I'm going to take UMass, and I'm going over. I think that, like I said, early games, but for whatever reason, the thought process is go under in early games. But the reality is the games are going over for the most part right now for some reason, and these two teams produce overs. So give me UMass. And give me the over in this one. I'll do my parlay here of the day with UMass plus the points and over. Let me hear from you. Miami has gone under in 8 of their last 10. UMass has gone over in 6 of their last 8. UMass has lost 6 of their last 7 games overall. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. Don't have to tell you about Miami of Ohio, but I do have to tell you that 13-7 against the spread in their last 20 games overall here. And like I said, 15-9 against the spread as a favorite. But UMass, a good dog. Here we go with the chat in this first game of the day. Bobby Mack is on UMass here. Johnny Walker says, take Miami of Ohio first half money line. Let's just, like I said about laying these, money lines, whatever. I have no, and me, Johnny knows me too. I mean, thank you, Johnny. Good to see you, by the way. But, hey, if you can, I call it, collecting the small pots. That's what you do in poker, right? I'm the king of that. Okay, that's what I do. Look, I am a tight, aggressive player in poker, right? I'm always firing, and then when I get resistance, I just give up. I don't have anything. I when I do, when I do, because I'm playing. I'm to the turn. I'm to the river. But hey, play back at me. You want the hand over? Take the few chips that I've just given you. I let out. You raised. I have nothing. I fold. I let out, you have nothing, you fold. Andrew here is on UMass team total under. Our Tops is on the over. Public Enemy likes Miami. The steam came in. See James on that game. Big cryptos like in Miami. And NYC Bar has the under here in this one. That move, there's no doubt. I'll say it for Bar. That is some serious steam here, no doubt, and a huge number on the total for sure. So All right, that's the first game, and it's just minutes away here right now. And maybe I need to get it ready on my set because we're going to be here for a few minutes still talking college basketball. And then we still got the massive hockey card. We're going to be here till noon Eastern, so we better cover here some of the other games. By the way, the Miami of Ohio and UMass game will be on ESPN Plus right now, so get your ESPN Plus ready. And I just have to go from the golf to the to the basketball. That's what I got to do. All right. There we go. Nasty Nate's on UMass here, and Robert says he thinks Miami's gonna, win this one, and then there's no doubt these guys have played so many close games, right? How many times have you seen it right now? Just close games with this team. But have I broken something over here? I can't even get on over here. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Oh, I was on my aerial antenna. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Technical problems. All of a sudden, I can't watch golf anymore because I've broken something here. Okay, let's. Anything else? That's it. We're going to keep it moving here because we're going to the next one here at the bottom of the hour. Like I said, our coverage here is the earliest games in college basketball. George Washington and Fordham here as we go to the A10 second round action in Pittsburgh with GW 17-14 coming in. Fordham is 17-14. This is the 8-9 game here in this one. Boy, you have two teams that are really under teams here big time, especially Fordham. Fordham 7-21 to the under this year, 4-12 to the under as an underdog. George Washington a little bit of under here, 14-16 to the under, but mostly it's about Fordham and their string of unders here. I will say this, so George Washington in the tournament setting does kind of produce some higher scoring games when they've been in their tournament action over the years, but still, I don't know if it's enough to overcome what this Fordham team has done, and it's not exactly a low total here at 140 right now. So let's take a look at it here, though, and see if it's high enough. Maybe here, George Washington in their last 8 neutral site games have gone over 145 points, so might take a look and consider there what's going on with that. But what have I done here? Okay, I've just knocked myself off the air here, obviously, with the out-of-town scoreboard. That's what's happened. Sorry about that, gang. There we go. Little sneak peek on behind the scenes of the old out-of-town scoreboard, huh? And then you can see like the programs that I watch. Okay. George Washington and Fordham. Oh, just want to watch some golf here. Why am I having this problem? Oh, boy. Okay. Let me get it going here. George Washington coming in here to this one. They are 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 games overall. GW lost to Loyola of Illinois in their season finale. They beat Bonaventure, lost to Dayton. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late for Fordham. They did beat Rhode Island in their season finale to snap a 2-game losing streak. These two teams met just one time this year. George Washington lost at home to Fordham, 79-65. Fordham was an 11.5 point favorite in that one. totally got George Washington was an 11.5-point favorite in that one, and Fordham upset them there. Fordham is 15-13 against the spread this year. George Washington, nothing special, 14-16, but they, like I said, they have struggled here a bit of late against the spread. Fordham's gone under, of course, in 11 of their last 14 games. They've won 5 of 7 coming into this one. I think they've been just a little bit better than GW for the most part. But George Washington has lost 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams coming into this one. George Washington's gone under in 9 of their last 13 games overall here as well coming in. So let's see what you think here in this one. But I got to go under with these two. Give me the under here with George Washington and Fordham. I'll take the under here in this one. Let's see what you have in the chat. And it's going to be Robert McCormick is on Fordham here in this one. Also, our Tops is on Fordham. Andrew K says Fordham Moneyline first half. Robert's on the under here. And Twisted talking about that Miami game in there still. Thank you. And there's Cheshire Cat. Durka, Durka, Durka. He's ready for the nuclear war. That sounds terrible to say it like that, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see. So I'm on the under here with George Washington and Fordham here. Well, look, as far as maybe I can look at the side here with you guys as well with the with these early starts. The Sharps are clearly on George Washington here, but I don't know if that's really a sound play either. If you guys like Fordham, I'm probably going to like Fordham here in this one today. So, all right. Hey, I might just bet Fordham because you guys did here. I didn't have a bet or anything here. Let me punch in a bet on Fordham here. That sounds pretty good. An easy bet for me. I'll just put little spot down here on these guys plus 6 points. So, all right. Good job, you guys. Hey, I didn't have a play. I went with you guys in this early game, but I've got the under for sure. All right, they're underway in the MAC here right now. All right, we got some basketball. Let's move on to our next early start game here right now. Don't worry, Cheshire. We're ending it. All right, here we go. North Carolina State and Virginia. We're going to some ACC action for an early start here for sure. Good one here. But look at this. I mean, you have Virginia here. Remember, we talked about Virginia this season, right? And, Mikey's been doing it too. That Virginia, okay, this is a different Virginia now. Oh, yeah, they're going to be, going over in every game. Virginia's 12-19 to the under this season, okay? 10-15 to the under is a favorite. It's North Carolina State that's an over team here. They're 20-12 to the over, but just 3-2 to the over is a favorite. They've been a favorite here a few times. But let's see what you have here in this one. The steam came in on the over, and North Carolina State, like I said, they tend to play these tournament games to the over. And I've already talked about how these early starts are kind of going over. But I still think Virginia, I think it's like a misnomer a little bit. Now, I will say this, North Carolina State does go over in a lot of these daytime tournament settings here, but I'm still a fan of Virginia going under. I'm sorry, especially if it's going to be here at 148.5 here. In fact, it's not 148.5, it's 150, and it's up to 6.5. This one is at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And I'm going to take the under because I am not giving up on taking Virginia unders. We've done a good job with them here. We, maybe it was just a storyline, with, coaching, the way that they've changed up this team. They're supposedly designed to score more, but they haven't necessarily, or at least they haven't exceeded the totals anyway. Virginia comes in here off of a couple of wins. They beat Wake Forest. They beat Virginia Tech. They're not covering the spread in those games, and they're not covering too many spreads in general right now. They're just 1-4 ATS in their last 5. This despite the fact that they are 11-1 straight up in their last 12 games overall. For NC State here, they are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. They're also 1-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games against Virginia. So just not a good matchup for these guys at all, actually. So let's hear from you in the chat if you want right now and see what you have here in this one. And there we go to the chat. Okay, here we go. Wolfpack here for Robert McCormick. Also, and Andrew here is on NC State Moneyline first half, and that's it from you guys on this one. Nobody wants to touch the ACC quarterfinal here with these two. NC State does come in here off of a win of 98-55 over Pittsburgh, but before that, they were on a losing streak, as I said. Stanford, Duke, Notre Dame, and Virginia. In fact, the game against Virginia was 90-61 there, and a 6-point dog here right in that game as Virginia ended up losing. Virginia won the game 90-61 as a 6.5-point favorite back in February. When they played at NC State, Virginia won that one as well, 76-61. So I'm probably going to be on Virginia there, but give me the under here in this one. All right. And there's Public Enemy on Virginia. Twisted's got some underdogs in there, huh? All right. Next up, let's go to our next one here with Providence taking on St. John's. Let's move to the Big East opener here today at 12 Eastern and noon at 9 Pacific time with St. John's, a double-digit favorite here against the Friars. Nate, you out there? Let's hear what you have to say with Providence. Now, look, St. John's are not a terrific cover necessarily, but know they can win these games. You can almost name the score a little bit. They're 11-point favorites here in this one. They've won 3 in a row. Providence comes in here having lost 2 of their last 3 games overall, but they got the tournament win there over Butler to advance here into the quarterfinals here to take on the Johnnies at the Garden here. Providence been a good cover here of late. St. John's kind of been alternating wins and losses. St. John's is just a mediocre proposition against the spread, but Providence is 19-13 ATS this year, 10-6 against the spread. As an underdog, Providence has covered 5 of the last 6 meetings with St. John's right now, and they've won 4 of their last 6 coming in, covering 5 of their last 6. St. John's has won 16 of their last 17 games. St. John's has gone under in 7 straight right now. Providence is an over team for sure. They've gone over in 13 of their last 18 and 22 of 32 overall, but St. John's is 9-18 to the under as a favorite. So what do you think here with Providence and St. John's today in the Garden? Look, St. John's should win. They should advance, but they're laying a pretty big number here. The total here has dropped a little bit. Hey, some steam's coming in here right now on an ACC matchup. We already talked about our ACC game there with Virginia, but right now the steam is coming in on Clemson and North Carolina under. Hey, I'll tell you what, I like this under right now. I'll give it out right now here while the steam is going down. I've already bet this number at 141. It's already gone down here. It got steam just now at 140. This one's at 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific, and I got the under already. It's down here to 138, but I'll endorse it again just because the steam's coming in there. Yeah, you're missing a little bit of value here maybe, but I like it under. Those teams have kind of been going under, and I'm going to take the under there in that one. But we're working on Providence here, and St. John's, and let me know what you have here in the chat with this one, and read off to you some of the stats and trends of these two teams coming in. It's hardcore pressure to the under in this game for sure, and I gotta think it's going to be under City here, but I do like these points for sure with Providence. I'm going to take the Providence Friars here. They cover all the time against St. John's. I don't know if I'm going to have a premium. I might just bet the under here, but I think under is probably the way to go. But give me Providence here, plus 11 against St. John's. All right, and let's see what we've got here right now. And all right, let's see here. Next up, let's see here. Roberts on the under here. And Twisted says George Washington and the over in there. Public Enemy is on St. John's right now, and that's it. All right, not much from you guys in that game, so let's keep it moving here right now. And I'll just move on to the next early start. We're going to be out of games before you know it here. I've only got a few, but we've got another good one here right now. And it's going to be in the Big Ten between Iowa taking on Ohio State here in this one. How about this one with the Hawkeyes and Ohio State Buckeyes? A closely rated game. Got some steam coming in. It's in the A10. Let's go to it. The steam is coming in right now with George Washington and Fordham. We just talked about that game. Guess what? I said go under in that game. The steam is coming in on the over. They are fading Ramon, those Sharpies. Here it was 140.5. We're seeing the steam come in right now on the over. This one starts in 15 minutes here. George Washington and Fordham. The steam is moving the line here currently all the way up to 142 here. It was 140 steam in right now, George Washington and Fordham. Okay. Let's go to this one, though, here with Iowa taking on Ohio State. Ohio State's won 3 in a row. Coming into this one for Iowa, they had to earn their way in here with a win yesterday over Maryland, 75-64. They did not cover, but only by a half a point. For Ohio State here, they've won and covered 3 straight games coming in. And, Ohio State in the tournament setting, they are kind of an over team when it comes to playing on these neutral site games a little bit. They're also 9 of the last 10 games against non-AP ranked teams have gone over 144 points when Ohio State has been playing, and I think they kind of trend over a little bit. They're 11-8 to the over as a favorite. Iowa's 19-13 to the over this season. The two teams did meet back in February, 74-57. The Hawkeyes crushed Iowa State as a 6.5 point favorite at home in that one. So let's see what you might have here. Iowa's having a little bit of struggles covering. Like I said, they didn't get the money yesterday, but it was only by a point. Still, they're 18-14 against the spread overall, but just 4-5 against the spread as an underdog. I'm talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes. They've lost 6 of their last 9, going just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Iowa's 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games overall. Ohio State's 4-2 straight up, 6-1 against the spread of late here on in this little streak. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under here, but I don't know. I have a feeling this one's I got to go over in this one, you guys. Give me the over here with Iowa and Ohio State here on the Morning Steam Show. I'm going to take over 139.5, and Ohio State is favored here now. So it's been a little bit of a move here to Ohio State for sure at this point. Hey, UMass leads Miami of Ohio 13-11 here currently. Let's go to the chat for the Iowa and Ohio State game here right now. And let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got James Parham on Ohio State. And Andrew K likes that Big Ten action. Johnny says, Middle that Fordham first half over. There you go. Hey, Cheshire, hit me up in the send me a DM. I'd like to go on the air with you and actually debate this on another channel if you'd like. I'll tear you to shreds, actually. All right, here's the Hawkeyes on the money line. Would you guys tune into that? Me and Cheshire debating the Iran war, and you guys know my political leans, right? But you know how I feel about what's going on. I'm kind of like, got to get rid of this. Get in with the world order, man. Come on, we're not in 1850 here. Twisted here. What is it saying? Over 158. All right, I'm on the over here with Iowa and Ohio State. Let's move on here to our SEC matchup now with Kentucky taking on Missouri. How about it? Those cats rock ya. Kick a little tush, and then it's back on the bus. Dig. We are Kentucky. All right, for the Wildcats here, this is a 9-8 game in the SEC. Of course, Kentucky had to win yesterday over LSU, but where was the defense, UK? They looked skittish. They didn't cover. They haven't covered in 3 straight. They lost to A&M. They lost to Florida. Yes, they beat LSU, but LSU got the money there because UK is not playing very much defense out there right now, and I've got concerns here with UK right now. Kentucky here has defeated Missouri in 14 of the last 18 meetings between the two teams coming in. Kentucky, though, is 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games as a favorite. Missouri 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games. They failed to close the season against Oklahoma and Arkansas. They were in a little bit of a cover streak there for a while. For Missouri here, they are 7-5. ATS is an underdog, and UK is 6-8. ATS is a favorite. For Missouri, they've gone over in 5 of their last 7 meetings here against the Kentucky Wildcats right now. So let's see what you have, though, here in this one with the UK and Missouri. UK is one of those teams that, you get them on the neutral floor, and for some reason they forget how to play defense right now under Coach Pope. I don't know. If it's just they think they can just run and gun with everybody, and that's just a philosophy right now, or if they truly are having problems defensively. Give me the over in this one with Kentucky and Missouri. As far as the side is, concerned, I mean, you still have to lay it a little bit here with UK. And again, Missouri is the team that comes in here rested a little bit, and if they get out here and start to score some points on these guys, it could be very, very similar to when these two teams met last year. Kentucky put up 90 on them, but they were high-scoring games. The first meeting, though, Missouri won it at UK just 73-68. Missouri was a 12.5-point dog in that one, and they went in and beat UK back on January 7th in that one. So, hey, a little bit of steam coming in here real quick. I'll get to your plays in the game between UK and Missouri. UNLV and Utah State. We're seeing some steam here to the under in this one with UNLV and Utah State. This one is a 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, early game in the Mountain West. Now, the steam's on the under, but these two teams are over teams for sure. Yes, UNLV has a tendency, and remember, they played at this tournament is the Thomas and Mack every year, and they do have some under tendencies in the tournament overall, but this season it's been a rash of overs for these two teams. And not only that, here for UNLV and Utah State, it was 157.5, but the total is moving lower here. Right now, it's 156. Right now, with a 1.5-point move there in that one. Let's get your picks on Kentucky and Missouri here right now, and let's see what we got. All right, and for Kentucky, let's see. Andrew talking about his records in there right now, and Iowa on the money line there for Big Crypto. James Parham likes Kentucky over, and Robert likes the over here in this one at 148.5. right, it's going to do it for that one. I think I've got just one more here on the college docket. We're going to whip through that in with that college slate, that hockey slate here, I'm afraid. All right, here we go with our last game here, and it's going to be Iowa State and Texas Tech. Iowa State here going to be a favorite in this one by 5.5. Total 143.5. Iowa State comes in. They're the number 5 seed. Texas Tech is the number 4 seed. So Iowa State had to play their way into this position. They beat ASU there yesterday, 91-42. Remember we were talking about maybe what to expect in that game, and let me go back. I could rewind it. I've got Iowa State to blow these guys out of the water, and they did just that with a 91-42 win by Hurley. Goodbye, Bobby Hurley. Texas Tech, meanwhile, did lose to TCU and BYU to close out the season. They were a little bit hot there for a while, but Texas Tech does come in here into this one, but having won 14 of their last 20. They've covered 6 of their last 9 games overall. Cheshire Cat doesn't understand when I just said we've got to, set these guys straight because they need to get with the world order. He's not listening. He's just spouting off. He's not listening to what I'm saying. All right. Iowa State's gone under in 14 of their last 19 games overall. Iowa State's just 3-10 against Texas Tech in the last 13 meetings between the two. They've lost 9 of those 13 meetings. Iowa State's won 10 of their last 14 overall. Texas Tech has gone under in 7 of their last 10. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over with these two, and Texas Tech in this setting. Although these two teams are kind of under teams, Iowa State's 8-14 to the under is a favorite. Texas Tech has gone under in 7 of their last 10, but the series has been an over series, including the only meeting here this season back on February 28th, just 2 weeks ago, 82-73. Texas Tech got the win as a 9.5-point dog there in that one. Maybe if you show up for the show once in a while, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what you guys have here in this one. But like I said, for Iowa State or for Texas Tech here, they're in this setting, this tournament setting. When they play ranked teams, it usually goes well over, but they're kind of under teams right now. Let's see what you guys have. I think this is the toughest of maybe this group of early games that we're talking about here with Iowa State and Texas Tech. The Sharps are clearly on the under here, but I don't think I'm going to be going that way, even though these guys are under. Let me hear from you in the chat. In this one, Iowa State, this is a good game, man. They're both, look, in my opinion, I'm going to look at the bracketology here real quick because they're both, it's okay for both these guys right now, it looks like. Let's see what you got in the chat. All right. Here we go with Iowa State for James Parham. Iowa State for Public Enemy. And let's see here. And we've got Robert here. He's on Tech. And Big Crypto says he likes Tech on the money line, but take those points. It does feel like it could be just a tight game, right? Twisted's on the over. And Gibson's here. Greg's here, everybody. And he's got some ratings for us there. All right. Good to see Greg showing up here today. We always need our ratings here. So, all right, I'm debating between the side and the total, I think, here in this one right now. Kind of torn on it, actually, because, like I said, these are two under teams for sure, but it just feels like when these two teams kind of clash right now. So, all right. Well, Texas Tech did, like I said, they did get that upset win against them here, and I think it's going to be a close game. Give me the points here with Texas Tech in this one. All right, great. You're right, Andrew. Great day in college hoops, and we're just getting started. And Miami of Ohio leading right now. Now UMass is in front, 23-22. Wow, 8:37 to go, and we're going to fire up some more games here in just a few minutes. And Cheshire, I don't know if he's talking to me, but my dad was a vet. And my dad was a World War II vet born in 1908. He was 61 when I was born. My dad is, I spent many a times in the commissary. All right. Only my dad was in the military. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, my dad was a Navy man, 32nd Street Naval Station. That's why I'm from San Diego. Okay. Did he serve in Afghanistan? He was born in 1908. 1908. Oh, he served in Afghanistan. Okay, well, what do you want? An 80-year-old guy serving in there? Cheshire has no clue. I mean, you talk about left field, right? All right, here we go. That's it for our basketball, you guys. I'll take it. We got to go to hockey. We got so many games in hockey. Even though we've kicked 2 games to the curb here, I do want to be done by the top of the hour, so we're going to go kind of quickly here right now. And let's start it off with the Ducks and the Leafs. Oh, my God, Leafs, what is going on here? We know the Leafs are just in dire straits right now. There's no hope for this team here. They really just might as well just give up. Leafs right now in next to last, but they're playing Anaheim, so we got to talk about this one. You got Anaheim on the road here, and look, Anaheim, I mean, you got 2 teams that you definitely could think we're going to see some goals here, right? Anaheim 18-13 on the road. Toronto 18-13 to the over on the road. Toronto 20-14 to the over at home here. Anaheim currently in first place. Are they going to get away from the Vegas Golden Knights here and pull away for first place in this one? They have not met yet this season, so they will meet again. Now, Toronto does have a series dominance over the Ducks. I got to be honest with you. But we know it's a different Anaheim this year. They've won 8 of their last 10. Toronto's lost 8 straight games, 5 straight at home. Toronto has defeated the Ducks in 7 straight games overall. 5 of the last 6 games for Anaheim have gone under. They've also gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road. But how are they going to go under in this one? Anaheim always gets what they want offensively, don't they? Anaheim is 23-19. 14-15 on the road. Toronto is 16-11 at home. Let's see here with this line. The Leafs have the Leafs might be the slightest of favorites here. It feels like right now. I don't think the Leafs are going to be able to beat the Ducks right now. I think the Ducks have just too much momentum here at this point. Let's take the Ducks to keep it going here. Give me Anaheim over Toronto in this one and snap that losing streak against them as well. I'm going to take the Ducks in this one. Let's see what you guys have there right now. And it's going to be anything on this hockey game.
Steam playing.
Greg's here. He'll help me out. He says 4-3. Ducks pull off the win. Let's go to some college basketball steam real quick with Southern Utah and UT Arlington. We're seeing some steam here to the over in this one. You know what? The other game got steam too out here in the WAC, didn't it? Southern Utah. Now these 2 teams kind of trend under. The steam just came in at 140.5. This one at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here. And steam to the over here right now on this late game. Let me take a look here and see where we're at. 142.5. So looking at about a 2-point move here right now. Like I said, Southern Utah is a team that in the tournament now. It's a little bit different because in the WAC here, we're kind of dealing with a conference that's kind of, they kind of piecemeal this one together like they did a lot of the West Coast conferences here of late. So I don't want to get this one too twisted, but Southern Utah in tournament settings anyways do kind of go over here. I know they've had some different opponents in the past a little bit, but the Thunderbirds here have been going over here. And not only that, they've been going over here big time of late. Okay, let's keep it going here right now. And I'm looking for comments with the Ducks. It's going to be Robert on the Ducks. Farley's on the Ducks here. And let's see here. Irish Kings on the Ducks. Irish Kings, Seneke with a goal. Here's the Ducks, -1. And let's see here. Oh, we're letting Chef start. Look, we could easily just kick him out of the chat. I mean, Nasty Nate obviously is not doing it. So, but look, you can change it. You can you can just bomb the hell out. I feel bad that Tehran is starting to look like Gaza. All right, here we go. Next up, Blues and Hurricanes. With the Hurricanes got a big favorite here in this one, but look, I mean, come on, the Blues have been so solid here of late. Yeah, they've lost a few, but man, remember the Blues were hot there for a while. Sure, they just lost the last game, but it was to the Islanders 4-3 in overtime, and before that, they were on a long winning streak. They've been hanging in with everybody right now. Yes, Carolina's. Right up there in the East, probably number one right now. They're coming in off a win over Pittsburgh, but they really haven't played that well overall. I mean, I got to like the Blues there on the puck line. They're 32-13 as a puck line underdog. That's terrific. Now, Carolina is 22-37 as a puck line favorite. That's pretty decent. Like I said, you always want to be over 33%, and that is. But St. Louis here, I mean, look, 32-13 is a puck line dog. That'd probably be the direction you might want to go in this one. So let's see what you have, though, here in this one. We'll rattle off some trends. We're going to go kind of fast here towards the end of the show right now. So for St. Louis here, they come in having won 4 of their last 5. They've dropped 6 of the last 9 against the Hurricanes. Hurricanes have still won 6 in a row. They've gone 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games here. Carolina's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall. St. Louis is kind of trending under, but Carolina is 33-28 to the over as a favorite. St. Louis is 19-26 to the under as a dog. St. Louis has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games on the road here. It feels like these two teams are, a little bit overs here, maybe. But let's see what you got here in this one, man. To me, it feels like puck line city here, especially when you get these St. Louis Blues here. I think at like a minus $1.10 on the puck line. It doesn't sound like a great price, but they could go in there and beat these guys right now. Carolina's awesome, but St. Louis, even though they're pretty much done ski here. They might not even make some of the shows here in the future because of their current record right now, and basically still 7 points out of the playoffs. So they're only in this thing because they're playing Carolina, but they've actually shown life here, and they are at plus 1.5 at minus $1.10. So that might be the direction to go. Let me see what you guys have in the chat here in this one. And let's see here. We've got Greg here. Yeah, I still have my dad's casket flag. My dad passed away. Like I said, I have an unusual background. I mean, my dad was 61 and my mom was 21, so you can see what was going on there. I mean, a Navy man and a young employed lady. And, my dad died in 1986. All right, here we go. Public Enemy's on the Canes. Greg Gibson on the Canes. J.P. Farley's on the Blues on the puck line. And also, Greg Gibson says he likes Arizona for a blowout today. So not much here from you guys in this one. I kind of want to play the total, but I just feel more confident here in the Blues. I think the Blues are going to be hanging in here and playing well in this game. Let me take the Blues today plus 1.5 on the puck line. Let's keep it going here. We got so many games to go here, and I want to be done in less than a half an hour. Irish King says Carolina team total there. And let's see here. Hey, Irish King is here today as well. And Jordy says Kings over in this one. Don't worry, Cheshire, we're the hottest country in the world. If they wouldn't have taken away those tariffs, we'd have even more money. Hey, we got some steam coming in right now, you guys, with Iowa and Ohio State. We talked about it. Ramon said go over. The steam's coming in on the over right now. Starts at the top of the hour. It was, what did we say, 139 when we were talking about 139.5? Well, this one's moving higher here with Iowa and Ohio State. It's up to 141.5 right here. 2.5 point move to the over. I'm on it here, top of the hour. All right. I'm taking St. Louis in that one. We got to work quickly here. We might start skipping the comments, you guys, just in caution here. I really want to be off the air in the top of the hour for those games. Capitals here taking on the Sabres. Oh, man, how about this one with the hot Sabres? Are the Capitals in the hockey version of the Tankathon here right now? I don't think they're quite there yet, but they are 7 points behind the Bruins overall. This one is, of course, about the Buffalo Sabres. We love our Sabres, don't we? What a season it's been. Now, look, they are 2-10 favorites here. And you know what? They're not the best puck line team around. That is for sure. They are just the 14. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They are a good puck line favorite. They're a good puck line favorite. 14-15 as a puck line favorite. That's darn good. Washington 14-8 as a puck line underdog. That's acceptable, I think. They haven't been in that role too often, but Washington's struggling here right now. Just lost to Philly last night. They're on the back-to-back. Buffalo, meanwhile, is rested, and they're on a long winning streak. Buffalo here with some big time wins of late, right? Over San Jose, Tampa Bay, Nashville. They were underdogs in some of these, but they got the puck line against San Jose. They got the puck line against Pittsburgh. I think they can probably get a puck line win here, actually. But if you're a little bit worried, they've won 8 in a row. They've won 5 straight at home against Washington. Washington's lost 6 of their last 7 on the road and 5 of their last 6 against Buffalo, losing 4 of their last 5. Overall, Washington's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, and but 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So you got a little bit of contrasting things there, but I'm going to go with Buffalo on the puck line actually here. Give me the Sabres on the puck line today to cover 1.5 in this one. Let's see what you have in the chat. Okay, here we go. I could have easily taken the total in this one, you guys, but let's see what you got. Here we go with once you call once you went for the pedo route, that had to do it. Oh, man, I hate to do it for Cheshire. Goodbye. Oh, man, I let him have it until he went for the pedo route. That was it, right? Oh, man. Okay, and everyone knows I lean left, but once the pedo route comes in, you're done. All right, so I took care of it, you guys. Look, I really like Cheshire. That's why I leave him in the chat. I mean, these are really heartfelt opinions. Have you ever I've been on the screen with this guy? All right, I like him, but when you go the pedo route, come on, you're done. Banned from the channel. Mike will have to reinstate him if he wants him. Nate wouldn't do it. All right, Iowa just took some steam here right now in that game. We talked about the game with Iowa and Ohio State. Iowa taking the steam here right now. Remember, they were getting 1.5 all of a sudden, but now it's back. Now Iowa's back to being favored here, it looks like, in the game. They're favored by 1.5. We got a tug of war going on here in that one. All right, you guys. Now the show will go a lot faster now that we banned Cheshire for life. I tried. Could have debated me on another channel. No, I don't. No one's going to out debate me. Okay. All right. Here we go. Greg's coming in. There's Sabres for Public Enemy, Caps for Cash Cane, Caps for Robert here. Oh man, I'm on Buffalo, you guys. All right. Let's see here. Everyone wants to be the team to end the Sabres run. They got people going for them, huh? Jordy's on the Sabres here. JP Farley, Sabres in regulation. And UMass looking good here, 32-31. Or Andrew, or is it just Miami of Ohio? Always does these same things over and over, right? All right, let's keep it moving. I got to go fast. Here, Red Wings and Lightning. Hey, we skipped the Flames and the Devils. Bye-bye. Red Wings and Lightning here in this one. The Lightning 210, 6.5 here. Red Wings. Look, both these teams are struggling, right? You got Tampa Bay here. They've lost a few. Lost to Columbus, lost to Buffalo, lost to Winnipeg, lost to Minnesota. Not doing great here right now, but you got to look at the puck line. Tampa, 20-33 is a puck line favorite, so that's acceptable. Detroit here, 23-10 as a puck line dog. That's also, pretty good. Like I said, I want 67% for a puck line dog. That's over 67% here. So let's see what you think in this one with Detroit taking on Tampa Bay here. Looks like Greg's in goal against Vasilevsky. This public is going to be all over. I mean, the Sharps are going to be all over the under here in this one, I do believe. But let's see how you have it. I think I'm on the under 2, actually, in this game. I know I am, but I don't know if it's my official play. Maybe we can hear what you guys have to say real quick here. I'm going kind of quick here right now. And got here, let's see, with the Red Wings here. Detroit's gone 4-8 in their last 12 games overall. They beat Tampa in 6 of their last 9. Tampa's lost 6 of 7, but they won 11 of 13 at home. I mean, what's going on here? They win the games at home. They lose the games on the road here. So, look, I think they're struggling just enough. I don't think they're worthy of maybe being $2 favorites right now. It's not like Detroit. We know they're going to the postseason here. It looks like they'll probably hang on to that wild card spot. So let me take the Red Wings here on the puck line in this one at +1.5 at -135. I'll take the Wings here in this one. You guys are welcome in the chat, but like I said, I'm going to go kind of fast here. Here's Red Wings for Robert, Red Wings for Kane. There's an over for Public Enemy. Greg says 4-3 in there. Farley's with me. Detroit could win, says Greg. Next up, Blue Jackets and Panthers here. Look at this one. The Panthers here in a pick'em game against the Blue Jackets. Now, look, we love the Blue Jackets. I'm concerned about this game. I think this one could be a slip up. We know Florida's toast. They're not going to make up all this gap, but kind of leaning toward them here, actually a little bit. In this one, I'm could just keep rolling Columbus. I mean, they're still pretty hot, even though they've lost 2 of their last 3. It's just that Florida's won 2 in a row. Maybe they'll show something here tonight. I'm kind of taking Florida in this one, but maybe I'll just look to the total here. You got Florida been going over here of late for sure. They've gone over here in 10 of their last 15 games overall. Columbus has gone over in 5 of their last 7 games right now. So you got Greaves in here and Bob likely in goal here. I'm going to go with the over in this one between Columbus and Florida tonight. Probably not a real solid play for me, but Florida is 26-18 to the over as a favorite here. And you do have these 2 teams have already met twice this season. Columbus finally snapped the winning streak of Florida over them, winning 4-2 at home just about a week ago. Let's see what you got in this one. It's going to be Columbus Blue Jackets on the money line for Public Enemy and over for JP Farley. I'm going to keep going quickly here, you guys. Next up, there's Jordy Panthers over. You guys keep going, but I'm going to keep going too. A good one here with the Sharks taking on the Bruins here. Sharks have lost 3 straight games all of a sudden right now. Bruins have won 85 straight games at home, it seems like anyway, so why wouldn't they win again here? Now, it is $1.65 or so. I think, you look, funny, right? I know the Sharks have been good, but how are all these other teams $2 favorites and the Bruins are only $1.60 or $1.65? And they may have gone up even to $1.70 here right now. Let me take a look, but still. When you got all these other teams, no, it's gone down to $1.50. I mean, come on. You've got all these shitty teams that are, $2.50 favorites. The Sharks are great. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to the playoffs. They're fading. The Bruins, okay, so they can't win on the road. They're crushing everybody at home. Maybe tonight's the night. Maybe I don't see it here, but Boston's 25-8 at home. They've won, 12, 13 in a row at home. San Jose, 13-16 on the road. They've lost 3 straight here. They're hitting the road. They already lost to Buffalo 6-3. Look, I got to take the Bruins here in this one. Even at $1.50, please give me the Bruins here and sprinkle the puck line. I mean, how is this not? Like I said, you've got the Devils $1.80, the Hurricanes $2.75, the Lightning $2. You've got Minnesota $2, and they're all fine teams. The Bruins are, they're in the playoffs. This winning streak has totally helped them, I think. I think they're going to be able to get there right now, the Bruins, in the playoffs by just 2 points over Columbus. Now, Columbus is coming on like gangbusters. One of those teams probably going to have to go home between Detroit, Boston, and Columbus. And you do have some other teams that could fall down too, especially Pittsburgh and the Islanders. I mean, you got to think those two are on a little more shaky ground than even those teams that are below them. Kind of reminds you of the NBA. They're in the Eastern Conference a little bit. So I think it's a great price on the Bruins. Even if it's $1.50, $1.60, I think it's a great price on the Bruins. All right. Here we go with Kane, Sharks, Robert under, Public Enemy, Bruins, and they've been spanking those Bruins. No doubt about it. The Sharks have been spanking them here. They just beat them earlier this season, 3-1. They've won 2 in a row against them. Bruins here, Bruins. And the first half end here. There's some kind of controversy here right now at the end of the first half. B's money line, Geeky to get a goal. Let's keep it moving here. Oilers taking on the Stars in this one. Look, another one where you got the Stars, incredible at home. Incredible in general. They're on a roll. Now, look, Edmonton's won 2 in a row, and they've been pretty good. Nice job by Edmonton to kind of get these last 2 wins, especially the way they've been giving up the goals, and everybody's all suspect on this defense and the goaltending, but they beat Vegas and they beat Colorado. Maybe they're turning around. You got Nicholas Jarry in here. Look, they've got the number the one thing about you got the number 2 scoring offense and the number 2 scoring defense here when you're talking about this game. So see what you got here in this one. What is the controversy here? I see the guy shooting the 3-pointer, and then the guy's falling back on him, and it hits the rim, and then there's bodies flying. I don't know what's going on. This looks like halftime to me. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what I do like here in this one here with I do want to mention, though, real quick, looking at the numbers here, though, from the Sharp report, they're all over the Sharks, by the way. I will mention that, even though I'm on Boston there. They are taking the Sharks there for sure. Also, we skipped the Rangers and the Jets because those guys are out of the playoffs. Steam coming in right now. Post-time steam here. Iowa State in that game against, I say post-time, but half hour to go. But Iowa State taking the steam against Texas Tech. It was 5.5, but Iowa State's going higher here right now. Remember, I like Texas Tech in that one. Here comes the steam on Iowa State. They're up to 6.5 right now in this one. All right. Let's see here. A couple comments from you guys, and I'll make the call. Jets here for Robert. Irish King Detroit. JP Farley under there. All right. Hey, sorry, gang. Let me get to my pick here, though, between Edmonton and the Dallas Stars. Oh, shoot. We're running out of time here, and I want to be off the air here. All right. Whoops. Now they throw the ball the other end. The clock didn't even start. Do they got to go take it down there at the other end and inbound the ball there for a possible tip-in basket? What are they doing? This is terrible basketball. All right. Hey, Edmonton, Dallas, you got to take the over in any game involving Edmonton right now. Give me the over. Maybe Dallas's defense will come through, but Dallas has been scoring too of late here, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over in that one with Edmonton and Dallas. Sorry we're working so quickly here. Hopefully have a great day. Dallas has gone over in 4 of the last 5 have gone over. We know Edmonton's gone over in 6 of 8 here right now. Look at this. Miami gets an inbound pass, and you guys are talking push. I just saw a basket here. 0.5 seconds left. What happened? Oh, did I screw up there with the Oilers? And the Stars. You know what I mean. Yeah, it should be Stars. Sorry about that. Thank you, Public Enemy. We're not going to fix it, but yeah, it's going to be the Stars. And I believe it's not DeSmith here. I believe it is. I think I even said it. I think it is Ottinger, Yari and Ottinger. I'm not going to fix it, though, because we got to go fast here. Flyers taking on the Wild in this one. Look, 2 teams that kind of go over here, but I don't know if they will in this particular matchup, especially with the way Philadelphia is going here right now. But I think I'm just going to be rattling off the plays here, guys, and skipping kind of the uh, festivities here a little bit. Minnesota, yeah, at home, but I don't think they're going to be a great cover of puck line cover here against these guys. They are up to like 250 right now, but Philadelphia here on the puck line, they are 30-14 as a puck line underdog, definitely acceptable. Minnesota 12-25 as a puck line favorite. That's kind of right on, but look, Philadelphia, you got to say that they've had some success here. Beat Washington, beat Pittsburgh, beat Toronto here lately. They've played okay. They've also won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Now, Minnesota's played very, very well here of late, but I'm going to take the Flyers. Another one, like remember when I was rattling those teams off? How is this team 225 when they're up to 235? So give me Philadelphia on the puck line here, plus 1.5 at minus $1.30 or so. That's going to be my pick. You guys are welcome to comment, but we're going to, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Well, like I said, I did kick the Rangers and Jets to the curb. I was probably just looking at the wrong game there. Blackhawks and Mammoth here in this one, and another one here. It feels like you think the Mammoth here are 210 against the, I know Chicago's terrible. They're not going to the playoffs, but they just beat Utah the other night. And remember, they've owned Utah. They've won 3 straight against Utah, 4 of the last 5 against Utah. And now you're going to give me them on the puck line here a little bit. Maybe Utah will say, hey, enough of this, losing to Chicago. But who is Utah right now? They just lost to Minnesota last time out. Minnesota's a good team. We know that. They were on a winning streak for a while, but you got a Chicago team that's won 4 of the last 5 here against them. Yeah, they're 1-7 on the road, 3-11 straight up. But again, they're playing them here. So Utah actually played Chicago and lost, then went at Minnesota, and now they're back home after a long road trip. Chicago, meanwhile, was at home in that game, beat Utah 3-2 back a couple of nights ago. By the way, it was 3-2 in overtime, by the way, but I'd have to think it's going to be a close 1-goal game again right now with all these 1-goal games going on here, it feels like. So see what you got here in this one, but for me here, let's see, the total is it 6 over 20 here? No, it's 6 under. It's 6 flat or 6 under. Yeah. I'll call it 6 under 15. How's that? There we go in that one. I'm taking the Chicago Blackhawks here on the puck line. Give me the Blackhawks here. Next up, Predators taking on the Canucks here. I have a problem. I have a Nashville Predator problem, and I'm probably going to take them again here, but maybe I can look at the total. I've been taking them enough, but, Ben, it does feel like, sorry, gang, that the Preds here, we're not kicking them out yet because the Predators are actually still hanging on for life here a little bit. In the postseason, they're actually just 1 point out of the playoffs. They're in there with the Kings, the Sharks, and the Predators. Those guys are on the outside looking in, but they are within 1 point here of Seattle. So it's really like 4 teams for 1 spot between those guys here. Yeah, we still have, right now, 20 games left or so in the season. So let's see what you got here with the Predators taking on the Canucks here tonight. Like I said, I'm sorry about the comments here. I'll try to roll through them here a little bit, but total here is it if it's 6.5 still. No, it's 6 over 20. That's just a typo. Okay, 6 over 20 here. I'm taking Nashville here on the road as a favorite here. Give me Nashville in this one. Robert's on the Oilers, Public Enemy on the Wild, Robert on the Blackhawks. And a couple more here, then we're out here. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We're going to run the contest here in just a moment. Avalanche and the Kraken here in this one. And look, the Avalanche here, this one does feel like maybe I could do a puck line favorite with Colorado. Maybe the total might be the way to go for me here. But Colorado's playing well enough. I think they might actually get there here in this one, and I'm going to have to go with the under as my play. I don't know if I can get 6.5 under 25 like it says on screen. Yeah, can. Bovada's 6.5 under 17. I really like the under here. Give me the under with Colorado and the Kraken. And finally, it's going to be the Penguins here taking on the Golden Knights. Oh, boy. I'm worried about the Golden Knights actually in this game. I think the Penguins might be able to win this one as a dog. The spread's definitely gone. The number's gone a little bit too high, in my opinion, at $1.50 or $1.55. Maybe my realistic price on this game is closer to $1.30 or so. Pittsburgh's done such a nice job here, it feels like, of late. Then I think I'm going to prefer them. Vegas is on a 3-game losing streak. Pittsburgh, they got the win over Boston, then lost to Carolina. Yeah, they're having problems too, as a matter of fact. Maybe I give them too much credit. But they've won 7 of the last 10 against Vegas overall. Pittsburgh 2-4 in their last 6 on the road, but Vegas has lost 6 of their last 7 here in this one. Vegas has been going under quite a bit here of late. And I think that probably is... maybe that's where you're supposed to go if it's 6.5 over right now. It's 6. All right, I'm on Pittsburgh and the show's over. Let's do the drawing and get out of here. Thank you very much. Hey, look, no one, for Cheshire, look, no one's following. Cheshire comes in with a lot of opinion. No one sits here like I do running Okay, I'm watching Al Jazeera online while I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so I'm staying up on it. I think Al Jazeera's got, I don't think they got the best coverage. I don't think Cheshire would ever watch Al Jazeera. That's for sure. But I do. I'm watching it live right now. The one thing about Al Jazeera, they talk about all these, we've got our secret team embedded there with the Al Jazeera's got live shots from, they're like, we're here in Tehran, so let's do the contest and I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody, for a great show. We had fun. We had fun with Cheshire, but we had to kick him out because he took the pedo route. All right, here we go. Let's do the draw. Let's hear from Mikey, and I'll set up the drawing. We're out of here.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Okay, you guys did a great job with me here today. And don't forget, Mikey Money, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Then remember, go over to Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm going to say it because I'm on it. So go to the drive-through, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. That's on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm on that show. And watch for my new show I'm the new host of Cover the Spread. They tried to get rid of me. Now I'm back. Let's do the drawing here. All the names are flashing. Who's going to get it? Thanks, everybody. The show is over, and the winner is for 1 month. Use the promo code WINNER, Cheshire. No, it's Johnny Walker. Johnny, great to have you as always. Hopefully you're signed up already. I'll give you another month. If not, go re-sign up. Use the promo code WINNER for the Sports Money Network.
I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money. Sports money every single day. NFL